All right, when I saw this story in the news about a gentleman whose life was saved by the Apple Watch, my first thought was, well, it was probably having to do with his heart, because anytime a story is about your Apple Watch, you know, now the new version, the Series 4, it's actually started, you can do an ECG rather, and then it tells you whether or not you're having heart issues. It has alerted people who had AFib. But this story is a little different. And joining us here on the big show is Bob Burdett, and Bob, your son, Gabe. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Kim. Thanks for having us.
So, Bob, tell me what happened.
Well, I can tell you what I kind of remember. I had been riding for, I don't know, 7 or 8 miles on the mountain trails, and I ended up getting back into the city to meet my son. I ended up riding down a hill called Doomsday Hill that's all concrete and pavement. And that's the last thing I remember. Then I remember waking up in an ambulance on my way to the hospital. So, yeah, I got a lot to be thankful for my watch notifying who needed to be notified.
Okay, so you went down Doomsday Hill, and that's the last thing you remember?
It is the last thing I remember, wow. And it seems as though I recall that there were no cars, there were no people. I was just kind of on my own. I was riding my brakes, so I wasn't trying to go too fast. I think I was doing maybe about 20 miles an hour. And that's it. That's all I remember. Okay,
but your Apple Watch, you had turned on the emergency notification, right?
I did that when I first bought it, because that is one of the 3 reasons that I bought it, was that and the heart monitoring, and also just to track my activities.
And then, so you're in the ambulance, and now, Gabe, you got notified too?
Well, yeah, I was driving and to go meet up with him. And on my way to our location, I ended up getting this text saying that Bob Burdett's watch has detected a hard fall. And not only did I get the text message, but I also ended up getting an attachment that was a map to his location.
Wow.
So I ended up seeing the map, and of course I knew where it was, and it wasn't too far from where we were supposed to meet. So I started driving that direction because I hadn't gotten a text or anything. And when I showed up, there was nobody there. There were no ambulances or fire trucks or, you know, my dad on the road or anything like that. And so I ended up starting back to our meeting spot, thinking that maybe he canceled the notification.
Right.
And it turns out that I got a second update saying that his location had changed, and it showed a new map that had the hospital on it.
Oh, wow.
And so
that must have been
just
frightening.
Blown away.
Yeah, like what the heck's going on? Well, inside the watch, of course, you know, there's an accelerometer, and automatic fall detection is turned on automatically for folks over 65. Did you have to turn it on, or was it already set for you, Bob?
No, I had to set it up. I had to turn it on.
Wow, what an amazing story. And so then you figure out he's at the hospital. Obviously, Gabe, you head over there?
Oh, I was on, yes. I headed right there. My brother was actually on his way downtown and was passing the hospital at the exact same time that update came in. And so he was able to stop and be there right away with him.
So did you figure out at the hospital, Bob, what happened?
Well, I kind of got filled in. It took me a while to kind of get my bearings about me, but otherwise, everybody just kind of kept saying that you know, they were stunned by the fact that the Apple Watch had notified everybody. As a matter of fact, the head of the fire department in Spokane, in the city of Spokane Valley, said in the interview that this is the first time that an Apple Watch has notified EMS here in Spokane.
Well, you know what an amazing story, and thank you guys for sharing your story with so many folks, because, you know, so many of us have Apple Watches, and it's not like they come with manuals, right? I mean, you kind of have to figure it out, like, oh, this is a great feature that we should turn on, okay? Just like putting your emergency contacts on your phone so that somebody can see it if you can't unlock your phone, that somebody else knows who to contact, right?
Exactly.
And so today's your birthday?
It is.
Are you guys going mountain biking?
No, not today.
Well, good. Well, thank you for sharing your story and being an inspiration for so many folks around the country and globally on Bloomberg television, because I can guarantee you that if people were having any questions about whether or not that an Apple Watch would really help save them their lives, I mean, here is a father and son that were using it just to meet for mountain biking, and then lo and behold, the son gets a text that dad's on his way to the hospital, which is really, really a great use of amazing technology. And so if you have any questions about which Apple Watch you should get, Apple Series 4 is the one that had built in all that technology. Obviously, the Series 5 is the latest and greatest. We've got a whole breakout about the Apple Watches, free for the taking, of course, over at Komando.com. Hey, thanks for watching. Now, a few things. Don't forget to click the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And for more digital know-how, check out all these other great links.